Erev Tov Chaverim, I'm Stephen Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Just a quick take again, guys. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to be able to really get deep into some things. I've been doing a lot of work translating actually articles from different Russian servers there, trying to get a feel for what Russia is thinking, especially in line of the United States talking about Plan B already. Now, those of you guys, many of you are already aware of, there's all types of military drills that have been going on, especially with the Saudis leading their huge military drill with all these different Saudi nations involved, about 20 of them, 20,000 tanks, plus hundreds of thousands of personnel involved in all of this. And now here again, another breaking news story. And actually, Lisa Haven, when she did her article about this, is what caught my eye to look at this a little bit deeper here. And that is that South Korea is about to do a military drill with the United States, one of the largest ever that's ever been done, double the forces of the South Koreans and quadruple the amount of troops that the Americans will be using. Now, I have a suspicion why the United States is bringing so much extra troops involved in this particular operation, and that is because if North Korea perceives this as a threat of any kind and does do a strike, then the South will be ready for that particular moment. But then again, if they strike with a nuclear weapon or something like that, it could be catastrophic for both the United States and South Korea. According to the article that we pulled it up on BritBar.com on February 23rd, 2016, says 300,000 troops to partake in the largest ever joint U.S.-South Korea military drill. 15,000 American soldiers and 290,000 of their South Korean counterparts will simulate the invasion of a collapsed North Korea in early March as part of a two military drills named Key Resolve. Full Eagle, North Korea's communist dictatorship, has responded to the proposed largest ever drill with threats of preemptive strikes. You got that exactly right. They are threatening to do a preemptive strike in regards to this drill. Now, what's odd, though, is that the United States is actually doing this as a, the drill is to simulate that North Korea's already failed. I mean, that only makes you wonder if they're practicing like this, that they're expecting North Korea to collapse. And it certainly is not going to be an economic collapse either, to say the very least. Anyway, let me take you on into a little bit more of this article and what it says here. The Telegraph reports both drills will occur on March the 7th, and both American and South Korea are doubling the number of troops they usually commit to their annual joint exercise. The U.S. will deploy a combat aviation brigade to South Korea for the duration of the maneuvers, as well as the mobile U.S. Marine Brigade, an aircraft carrier, and attendant fleet, a nuclear-powered submarine, aerial tankers to refuel fighter aircraft, the report notes. The Daily Mail suggests that while the number of U.S. troops is twice that expected for this particular operation, it is more in the territory of 4 times the number of troops the United States typically commits to similar endeavors. It's one reason why we're beginning to wonder if this is going to be more than just a drill, especially in light with North Korea threatening a preemptive strike. Very serious, to say the least. Anyway, newsmail.by. Now, this is a little odd, guys, here. This is from a Russian website, and my translating abilities is not the greatest in the world using technology that's available, but I wanted to get a feel for what Russia is thinking about this Plan B issue. In this particular article, I want to state several things in here. It says, not heard in Moscow said they were not familiar with whatever backup plan was allegedly developed by the United States. And that was their first reaction to this particular news outreach in Russia, reaching out to the officials there. But then they go on to say that later the position was confirmed by press secretary of the Russian president, Dmitry Peskov. At the moment of we want to concentrate on Plan A, and believe that to discuss and work for the realization of the plan of the initiative, which was formulated on the eve of the presidents of the two countries, it's our priority, as he states there. They're really trying to focus on that. But what I want you to watch here is very interesting. They're very evasive what their actions would be. And that's letting you know Russia is very aware of what's going on. But they're not going to give away any elements whatsoever to their plan B. And not like the United States is always giving away its own plans. What they always thought was kind of crazy about the U.S., especially me being American, is why does the United States always give away all of its military knowledge and stuff to the press? I understand free speech and freedom of press and things like that, but it's just some things it's like a little bit overboard. Asked whether the Russian side felt some distrust on the part of the U.S. military, Peskov said, I repeat, let's concentrate entirely now. Those tasks are formulated by the presidents of the two countries as co-chairs of the certain groups. We consider it a premature to speak of any other plans. It is now the most urgent task is still to go is to really the ceasefire that is going on right now between the groups there. So as I said, he knows very much well about it, but very much watching what he says there. Continued on, it's a huge article, by the way. Also, Damascus intends to consider all the terrorists who are assigned Syria ceasefire guide will not regard the group supported the ceasefire as terrorists, informs the television channel Al Mayadeen, referring to an official source of the Syrian foreign minister. Armed groups that rejected the decision will be considered on the termination of warfare as terrorists. So even if it happens to be the Free Syrian Army that is being backed by the United States, if they do not abide by the rules according to what Syria has stated, they will be considered terrorists. That lets them know that they're not willing to participate. And of course, naturally, when it all crumbles apart, the United States is going to accuse Russia, and Russia is going to accuse the United States. It's all going to come down to it. Now, something else. So this is on yournewswire.com. It was printed out on February 13, 2016, and I thought it was very interesting, something that Sergei Lavrov said. The Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, has said that the possibility of large-scale war in the Middle East is almost inevitable now that Turkey and Saudi Arabia have entered the picture. I know it's about almost 2 weeks old now, but I thought this was very important that we take a look at this as well. Anyway, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live, and we are targeting this Saturday, Yom Shabbat, to bringing out Planet X. I think you're going to find some fascinating insights on that. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Shalom.